Lads, god fucking damn it. Sort this shit out. Right, there's Paul here. Hello, people. I don't think the Joker is meant to. Is Joker coming here? It should not have been this hard. Right, Mexican Grand Prix. Hopefully this is up on the channel. I hope it's up on the channel anyway. This is absolute... No, I don't... Literally couldn't care about YouTube dark mode. Right, I beg we can get going. Has the stream crashed? I don't think it has. Hope not anyway. Has the stream crashed? I don't think it has. No, stream's still going for me. As for the actual game, no clue. It should... Hello, Saeed. This is... This game is... not helping. My brain is frying. I raced for 20 minutes and... I trusted. Who left us? I can't leave the game though. If I leave the game, it ends the stream. I'm not in the mood for that shit. Alright. Quit to main menu. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. I don't even know what's going on at this point. Right, hello everyone. Hopefully you all... I hope everyone is actually functioning at this point. I'm not. I wanted to race. That's all I wanted to do here. My stream is still going, right? Stream is still going, right? It would have been nice to race, yeah. Yeah, no, agreed. I went for 20 minutes. How did it get this bad? I literally just went for 20 minutes. I'll figure out something to do with the United States game. Don't worry about it. Extras isn't coming, no. J-Ray is here, so Mitchell's a spectator. Mitchell gets to watch this firsthand. This should not have gone as it had gone. I raced for 20 minutes. How the hell did this get this bad? Where did J-Ray go? For the 7 people that are here, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? It can't be worse than me. But how are you guys doing? Alright, one-shot qualifying at Mexico. Got roped into commentating this because, you know. Very well with your head spin. I still don't get how you managed to. I don't get how you managed to do it. How have you made yourself get a concussion? Like, that isn't the easiest thing to get. But seriously, I hope you get better with your concussion soon, lad. I'd put some concrete. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. Yep, that will definitely do it. Win. Let's go, everyone loaded in. I'm just going to borrow Mitchell so he can load up every single lobby at this point. So let other people do it. Everyone seemingly, someone's game usually failed miserably. But here we go. We're actually going this time. I'm doing a bit of commentary because why not, I guess. Alright, down to turn 1 we go. Everyone should be relatively similar here. It's just a case of what wings you are using at this point. It's not going particularly well right now for the Brits, who are hoping for a match with Scotland tomorrow night. Well, multiple matches with Scotland tomorrow night. You're currently doing a 4v5. Caesar, Bloodwave, 2 guys that are, well, and Ishmael, 3 guys that could definitely win any sort of anything. And we, Caesar invalidated, so we get to see that Bloodwave's on top as we head into Sector 3, down towards the stadium section of Mexico. And it looks like a 1-2 right now. The first row taken up by the team from the Middle East. You've got J-Ray in 3rd, Evie level in 4th. The rest of the Brits follow on. Caesar got disqualified. Would have set a pole time lap, I'm pretty sure. But Bloodwave is going to be on pole. Ishmael's going to start 2nd. J-Ray's going to start 3rd. So it's a front row lockout for Team Middle East. A 2nd row lockout for the Brits as we go back and forth. Right. We actually have a race happening here, and then we got the Netherlands versus the Sweden following on. But yeah. But here we go, an actual race now. Hopefully safety cars are off as well, because Scotland had safety cars in their race, albeit it was completely inconsequential. But Scotland ran away with it. But as we look to line up the first of the semi-finals here, that will take place tomorrow. As we have reached 5 red lights, his lights out, away we go. Who's going to get the better start down turn 1? Ishmael is off like a lightning bolt here. He's all the way down into turn 1. He's in the lead right now. Bloodwave in second, followed by J-Ray and Easy Levelbot, who's really dark black livery there stands out like a sore thumb. But J-Ray fighting it now with Easy, who is in tier 2, or was in tier 2 last year. J-Ray currently in tier 1. And the new one. So Skildy had a bit of a problem off the start. Didn't get a great start. Drops all the way to 8. Caesar currently in 9th still. J-Ray and Easy Levelbot, however, fighting it out like there's no tomorrow. Jack King's trying to get himself in on the action as well. Who's on the soft? So the softs for Ishmael, the softs for Easy Levelbot, and the softs for Skildy. Might be able to see a difference in strategy here. J-Ray and Bloodwave already out of DRS range. Easy Levelbot 6/10 back. Jag King's further 5/10 back from that. Joom and Skildy down to the back of the grid. Fighting it out between each other and sending each other deep. This is not what you want for a team. Caesar round the long way on Joom, but Joom makes it sure that it makes definite sure that Caesar couldn't get past. So Caesar stays 9th. Bear in mind the top 8, only the top 8 score points. But we've got a good race forming here at the moment. Couple of packs forming. Ishmael right now 1.2 seconds clear of the entire grid. Bloodwave in second. J-Ray in third. Easy Levelbot still within DRS range for them. That comes in at the end of the lap. Jag King, Saeed, Skildy and Joom follow on. Yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. Skildy's gone. Skildy spun it. He's avoided damage, but he has spun the car. It's not particularly great for him. As oh, that's very deep from Saeed, who might be risking himself getting a warning at the very least, if not a penalty coming up. There will be a one-stop medium to soft, or soft to medium, whatever the case may be. Saeed's still in DRS. Jag King's is in DRS range as well. As DRS range is now, well, DRS is now available as we head into lap 3. Ishmael still leading on the pack, 1.7 seconds ahead of his teammate, and the Brits at the moment not really standing much of a chance. Albeit one spin can change everything. We've seen it decent chunk of time so far, especially in the group stage. And J-Ray still 1.7 seconds back. Bloodwave 1.5 seconds back on Ishmael, who's got a firm grasp on the game right now. And Jag King spins it round. Oh, that's not good news for the Brits, who looking to progress to the semis. Definite underdog to the start of the tournament. There's a bit of a mess going on between Saeed and Caesar up into the S's, and Saeed drops a place to Caesar. So Caesar up into 5th, but all 5 of the Middle East scoring points right now. Easy Levelbot still within the DRS of J-Ray, who is genuinely holding it down right now. He's seemingly the only person to do so. And Joom spun it. Joom spun it there on the entrance into the stadium section, and it's not going well at all for the Brits. The team are just falling apart. Jag's not quite in DRS range. Same for Saeed. Easy level ball is, however. He's in down towards turn 1 and only got within three quarters of a second. We head through the chicane now, and J Ray just holding on for a little bit longer until, oh, he spins it! J Ray spins it. Easy level ball. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the Middle East. And we might be setting up a rematch from yesterday. Well, not yesterday, but Wednesday night. And it's 5 for Middle East, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, followed by the 4 for Team Brits, who are not holding their own right now. Jag King's trying to get back into this against Saeed, try and break up that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but he's got to do a lot more than that. Oh, Saeed's out! Well, Saeed hasn't scored. Everyone moves up, so it's now a 4v4. But right now, significant advantage goes to the Middle East as they've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. But Saeed's mistake is not going to be good at all. As we watch into lap 5 of 18. They're hoping for another mistake or two like that. They're going to need it. Bear in mind, 1, 2. That is only 15 points. Saeed's not scoring any, so maybe a mistake at the front here might open the door, but doesn't look like you're going to get it with two very, very competent drivers out in the lead right now. And two, well, Easy Level and Caesar aren't the worst backups to have in the world. So as we head into the second sector for lap 5 here. And Ishmael's clearing Bloodwave a little bit, just enough. Keeping him within DRS range though, so a little bit of teamwork going. I don't think they need to do it anymore. The game is pretty much sorted unless we've got a dramatic twist in the tail coming up. The spins early on for every single person of the Brits team definitely didn't help. Especially when the only person to spin on the opposition is Saeed right now. And Bloodwave, 5/10 of a second a day of fighting through the chicane. Well, they're not particularly fighting, but they're just dragging each other through the chicane right now. Skeldy 1.9 seconds behind Jag Kings, is 3 seconds, and there you go. That's your position switch. The teamwork going on there between Bloodwave and Ishmael. Ishmael seeing that he's not got the tyres anymore to realistically hold Bloodwave off. Yellow flag in sector 3. Someone's gone off. It's Joom, as he is not having a nice day. Into the pits he goes. Oh, and Joom DNF. So Joom will score a singular point. And it's not going well for Team Brits at all right now. And then you've got the Netherlands versus the Swedish after this. So the big matchup of the day, so to speak, will be going on immediately following this, I think. Or at least, well, possibly. It might be a little bit of a delay, but I don't know. Ishmael committed to the pit now after his stint on the soft tyres. Goes about 6 laps. And he's going to come out all the way... he's going to come out the back of the field. So, Ishmael in 7th, however, he's had his pit stops right now, and everyone else split by basically the same amount of time. It's enough, basically, to, well, not really influence anything at the moment. Everyone just setting up in their position so far. The teams had a little bit of a jousting session at the beginning. The spins definitely didn't help. Jag King got to get a move on. Same with Skaldy. They both have to get a move on right now, and Skaldy's on to medium tyres in the next stint, so the chances of that happening aren't that great. Jim leads the session. And his teammates seemingly tried to fight on. Here we go. Round into what I think is lap 8, actually. Yep, it is lap 8. So, easy level ball in the pit on his soft tyres. He's going to come out probably behind Ishmael. It allows for a scenic look at the moment for Team Europe, but it's not an awful lot better when you put it into perspective of who has and hasn't pit and where they'll come out when they have done so. So 3.4 seconds, 3.6 seconds now for Jag King, that he isn't really keeping up with Cedar, who has a very clean, well, a set of clean air in front of him, and probably a set of tyres going on in about 3 or 4 laps time. We had a bunch of penalties earlier in the Scotland game, and a lot of DNS as well, but not the case happening here. So we, who do I think wins between Sweden and the Netherlands? I probably would have said Sweden before Rigo got a concussion, because I think you would have just had the numbers to outpower them, but it's looking dicey now for the Swedes, I think. If it wasn't already looking dicey before, I think it might be out of range. But we've seen a lot happen. A lot of things can change. But I personally would be putting my bets on the Dutch. J-Ray 2 seconds right now behind Skilzy. Ishmael 6 seconds off the back of J-Ray. J-Ray will definitely be behind when they come to pit in a short while. Skilzy's done 8 laps on the soft tyre right now. You might want to go onto the medium soon enough. It looked like Saeed and Jag Kings had a little bit of a hit earlier on. You're a tractor. You're something. I would say got in the head, but I feel like that's a bit of a mean sentence. You're a traitor. Well, I'm not sure getting a concussion makes you a traitor, but each to their own. 8 seconds right now between Bloodwave and Cedar. The gap extended right now. Bloodwave is in complete control. Him and Ishmael right now definitely putting everything together right now, and they'll be racing on Canada and Singapore tomorrow. Oh, it looks like someone in the background here is having a nightmare out the corner. I think that's Scaldy having a little bit of a nightmare. He should be pitting. His tyres are going to be... his tyres have to be dead. Like, seriously, his tyres have to be dead at this point. They have to be screaming at him. But J-Ray 1.7 seconds back, and Ishmael closing that gap like there's no tomorrow. 1.5 seconds over the last couple of laps. And certainly... well, I would say the first few laps weren't exactly a stroll in the park, but since that point, Ishmael and Bloodwave have been in control, let's just say that. They've not really had much put up against them, even when their teammate crashes out early into the race. 1.3 seconds, 1.2 seconds now between J-Ray and Scaldy. As Scaldy is losing all the time right now and is... well, looks like his tyres are definitely screaming at him, and he has to pit, man. Like, there's no way those tyres can go any longer. 1.1 seconds, and now in DRS. And Cedar comes into pit. The same stint. And Scaldy stays out after doing 10 laps on the softs. What on earth is going on? Medium tyre would have to be quicker right now. Yellow flag in sector 3. Something's gone wrong. And Evie Levelbot spun it. Oh, okay. So Evie Level spun it. That's going to allow for Cedar to certainly get out in front. It might be a little bit close between the rest of them, though. Ishmael 8 seconds ahead of his teammate. 3.7 seconds now behind Scaldy, who seemingly refuses to pit. We go through lap 11 now. Maybe you should, please, just do it now. I'm pretty sure people will. I'm confident in the Swedes and the Dutch that they can actually formulate a race properly, but we'll wait and see. Bloodwave into the pits and gets 5 seconds of speeding in the pit lane. I would pretend that might open up something, but I'm pretty sure Bloodwave had a pretty big gap to everyone not named Ishmael, so that might swing who actually wins the race. Skilty is lagging all over the place, and he's still not paying. In comes Jag King now, as J-Ray is going to go on one more lap at the very least, as he is currently taking the lead, and as of right now, it's looking a lot nicer for the the Brits, but I don't think it will do in a few laps' time, unless these cold tyres do not treat people like Caesar and Bloodwave very well at all. Easy Lower Bot still in with Jag Kings right now, and Jag King's not able to hold the position, even though he's on softs compared to the medium tyre of Easy Level. That probably will change as we go down the line, but Jag King's trying to get some heat into those tyres. He's still kept himself within DRS as well. Bloodwave half a second behind Ishmael on fresher tyres, and has a 5 second time penalty, but so even his teammate isn't catching him. So it's just a straight shootout now between Ishmael and Bloodwave to actually win the race. But as a team, I think they've got the job done. Someone's gone horrid. What the hell happened there? Skeldy is lagging like mad and still isn't pitting. Like, how long can you possibly have before those tyres puncture at this point? Certainly has to pit, so if he doesn't, he'll just get disqualified. And there you go, Bloodwave going right past Ishmael, and that position's being returned, so it's being returned cleanly as well, so there's no self-implosion happening here in the team. Jag King's gonna get him, gonna get Easy Level down the straight into turn 1, so that's 1 down for Jag Kings, who's trying his best at this point, but might be fighting a very losing battle. And DRS is gonna switch it back. Skelty lagging his place out, lagging out of place. And Jag King's gonna clear Easy Level Bot pretty easily through the S's here, I think. Skeldy is 0.2 of a second behind Bloodwave now, and Bloodwave actually has passed Skeldy before Skeldy even pits. And Skeldy seemingly lagging all over the place. Jag King gets 3 seconds. Oh, Skeldy! My Ishmael. I feel like that's a bit unfair. But on to lap 14 we go. J-Ray comes into the pits and will come out last, I'm pretty sure. He's already setting off. Oh no, he's not. He's just got into the pit to change the tyres now, so he's got a long battle ahead. J-Ray, yep, he's going to start coming out now onto soft tyres with 4 laps to go, and is going to be a significant amount of the straight behind Easy Level Bot. Six laps. On lap 14, yellow flag is checked to 1 and 2, and Skeldy has quite literally murdered Ishmael. But I'm not entirely okay. Okay, lads. I don't even know what's happened here. Ishmael loses the position to Jag. He also loses the position to Easy Level Bot. I think it's game over anyway. Skeldy, yeah, it's 3 points for Skeldy and for June. When you add them together. Easy Level Bot gets 5 for ignoring yellow flags. Aye. 10 seconds for Ishmael, 5 seconds for Easy Level Bot. 3 for Jag Kings, who is it's a mute point whether or not he finishes now, and Bloodwave and Caesar still going to be able to do the job and get it over the line without much of an issue. 5 seconds for Bloodwave is going to also be a mute point, as he's 7.7 seconds up the road on Caesar right now. And well, with the 6 we've got left, 3 of them are within 3 seconds at this point, and just outside of DRS range for Easy Level Bot and for Ishmael, who probably still catches up by the end of the race regardless, unless he has damage. Bloodwave, 3 seconds extra, which actually means that he's ever so slightly quicker. Who's crashed? Oh, Seether! Seether spun it! Seether spun it! There's still a lot of time penalties going on here, though, and I think Easy Level... What is going on? I've lost all sense of what the fuck is happening. It's still a 1-2 for it to even be a draw for J-Ray and Jag right now. They do have to get that, and Bloodwave still being in the lead, and not by 14 seconds means this isn't happening. I don't know what the hell is going on. Caesar had to pit. He got himself some wing damage. So J-Ray moves up to 5th. He is within the time limit for, well, the time penalty for Ishmael. So he'll jump to 4th, but he isn't in the time limit, the time penalty for Easy Level Bot, which would end it there and then. Yeah, Scaledy took out the driver on purpose. Yeah, that I'm pretty sure that happened. I don't think it matters. I can't penalise them because they're out and thing. But anybody else who tried that would get penalised at the very least, if not just straight up disqualified. But it is meant to be a light-hearted piece of fun. But yeah, it's still very much. Job done and dusted, I think, here for the Middle East. I don't think it's made an awful lot of impact. 13 laps on the soft for Skilty before crashing himself out. J-Ray is within the gap for Ishmael. He is within the gap for Easy Level as well, I'm pretty sure. So, interval leader. Yep, within 4 seconds, about 4 seconds, so he definitely is within. He'll jump up, so he'll be 2nd and 3rd, I think, for Europe. Not Europe, Brits, but that's still not enough. Mitchell left to go and set up a different lobby. What's happened to Jag Kings? What has happened to Jag Kings here? He's slowed down a lot. I think he either span it or the game just glitched out because Mitchell left. One of the two. I'm not entirely sure which one it is. But, J-Ray's is in. He's definitely in both of them. It's enough for 2nd at the very well, 3rd at the very least. But Bloodwave being 17 seconds up the road has certainly killed this one off. Caesar 3 seconds for track limits then. As we head round lap 18 into the 2nd sector, we go for Bloodwave, who's 17 seconds out of Easy Level, who just comes through the first chicane now. Followed by Ishmael, who's got J-Ray just glued to the back of him right now. Caesar says the fastest lap, but there's no point for that. So, it's quite literally pointless. Oh, and down the inside, it's a little bit of a set there from Ishmael. J-Ray gets 3 seconds of the result. What on earth is going on? That actually means he isn't going to jump Easy Level Bot now. Bloodwave finished. There you go. That's it. That's that done. So the winner of the actual race, Bloodwave here, has come. He's won the race, so he gets 8 points over the line in 2nd. is Jag Kings, yep, who the game did glitch after Mitchell left. Easy Levelbot comes third, J-Ray comes fourth, Ishmael fifth, and Caesar comes sixth, which I'm pretty sure is more than enough for to set up a rematch of Wednesday night round Monster. But this time, round Canada and Singapore, it'll be Middle East versus Scotland in the first of the semi-finals. Mitchell, yeah, Mitchell's invited me, so as soon as this goes into a lobby. There you go. There you go, that's first semi-final set up. England versus Scotland. J-Ray, I don't even know what I'm watching at this point. Jag Kings definitely put up a fight. But when Scaldy and Doom didn't do an awful lot, there was not a lot that could happen. Some car, I wish I didn't slide off the track. Yeah, I don't even, I don't know at this point, man. But yeah, I think that's the end of the line for the Brit team. I'll have to figure out what the hell is going on with the United States and the English after that chaos happened. But now, on to the Swedes versus... Time for the Swedes versus the Dutch. So, we've got the Dutch being Seb, Mitchell, Spectre, Yarlow, and... Oh, something happened. Who's the other one? Mitchell, Seb... Oh, it's Bazak. Elite crash. Elite's been kicked somehow. Right, Spectre's back. So we shouldn't be that far away from being able to go, I'm pretty sure. Alright, here we go. The big heavyweight match of the night. It's what's been billed as. Let's see if it delivers. BR4, Ake Belito, Smatters and MBMA versus Spectre, Yarlow, Berserk, Seb and Mitchell, the current Tier 1 champion, versus, well, his main challenger for Tier 1, that's for sure. Smatters is no joke, same with Ake Belito. So, we've got some pretty big heavyweights in this. Alright, looks like we're about to go. Alright, here we go. We got some heavyweights throwing punches now. Alright. One-shot qualifying. Here we go. Who's going to be on top going into the race? Or will it be the Dutch or will it be the Swedes? There's... Everything's got... Well, everything now boils down to. There we go. Mexico. One final time. Tomorrow... Yeah, it should be a very good one. Tomorrow being Canada and Singapore, we've already got one semi-final set up, one semi-final, well, one game earlier on that I don't even know what happened. I wasn't even in the chat to, like, even establish what happened. This. So this is to set up half of the semi-final that should be going ahead tomorrow, but might need to be rejigged. Mitchell versus BR4 all over again. Exactly. I think BR4 just invalidated around Mexico, though. Mitchell currently sits himself on top of the tree. BR4 invalidated, I'm pretty sure. So, oh, no, maybe he just had a bit of a problem. One of the two. But he's at the back. So, we split the Tier 1 champion and the main challenger at the first and last slots of the grid so far. Elite second, Yarlow third. So, Dutch 1, 2, 3 as it stands. Smatters in fourth. Smatters jumps to third. Ake Belito in fifth right now. Berserk MBMA sixth and seventh. BR4 gets ahead of Seb. He needs to get ahead of someone else though. But round the final corner we go. Mitchell still the lead. Mitchell puts himself on pole by 0.3 of a second. Someone else, a couple of disqualifications at the end there. I think Elite comes second. I think the Dutch have taken a heavy lead. I say they've taken a heavy lead. 1-2 being the Dutch. We actually line ourselves up in the exact same way the prior race lined itself up. When pertaining to the front two rows. So, Dutch 1-2, Swedish 3-4. And you've got a third row, both Dutch as well, Yarlow and Berserk. MBMA BR4 sets the fourth row, so we're going 2 by 2 by the looks of it. It stands, so into the race, it's the Dutch with the upper hand. Here we go. Just waiting for players, and then there's a Finnish flag over here as well. Someone decided a brave idea of bringing a Finnish flag to a Swedish race. Would but here we go. 13 seconds. Everyone on the grid. Don't believe Mitchell puts the fastest lap. I'm not entirely sure though. But there's a Polish one I think down there as well. I'm not entirely sure. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. As the lights out, away we go. Who's going to get the better start here? Mitchell or Spectre? Spectre gets a far better start. Someone from the Swedish team behind him had a bit of a nightmare off the start. Same with Yarlow. Ake up into... Well, actually, everyone basically jumping each other down the inside. There's a Swedish person on the inside there who's just lost out by a country mile. I think it was BR4 and an MBMA not getting the better end of that stick either. Ake into 7th, who had an awful start. And, well, what was 2 by 2 has changed drastically already, and the Dutch have even bigger of an upper hand. And Smatter's the only real shining light right now for the Swedish team. Even though the Swedish team livery actually looks quite nice when you put it on the track. But you don't get points for nicest livery, you get points for where you finish in the race. So the Swedish friends have got to get a move on as they currently occupy 3 of the back 4. It's definitely not enough to send them through to a semi-final right now. And here we go into the stadium section for the first time. Spectre way out in front, almost an entire second on the Tier 1 champion, who's just holding Smatters at bay right now. Ake Bolito and BR4 both trying to charge down Yarlo right now. They're going to do it to great effect by the looks of it. As they head down the straight, Yarlo's got no slipstream and no real poor defense. He's going to go side by side here with Ake, who's going to have the inside line. Ake Bolito definitely gets the move, might set up a move for BR4 as well, who gets off the track, way off the track to do so, and that should be an illegal overtake. It looks like maybe, no, Yarlo's got back in front of BR4, which is fair considering that's probably smart. MBMA looked for a move or two as well, but Bang Average Seb now tails off the pack. So, right now, 4 Swedish people scoring, 4 Dutch people scoring. The only one not scoring is Bang Average Seb. And the Swedes have got to get some moves on, otherwise they are crashing out of the tournament after the lifeline given to them by the English team on Wednesday night in Monza after the finish decided to self-destruct. They might not be capitalising on the second chance. Ake Bolito's got to get a move on now and try and catch up to Berserk to try and help Smatters out. Spectre and Mitchell, both of those going over and saying fastest laps. We don't need that. We need that. And tyres, so soft for Mitchell, mediums for Smatters, and Spectre as your top 3. And BR4 versus Yarlo. BR4 is going to get past DRS, just coming into effect, but not used on that straight, obviously. As BR4 up to 6th, helping out his teammate who needs to go and catch up to Berserk. As the door might be slowly opening for the Swedish. Right now, if wow, a couple of moves were made. I think it's in the direction of the Dutch right now because of the drive going on from Mitchell and Spectre. They currently sit 1-2. Berserk also not that far off, but Ake now with a DRS, and that might be a license to have a shot here for Ake, who sets the fastest second sector, and catching up to Berserk like there's no tomorrow. Berserk needs to get to the DRS of Smatters in order to do something here. I think that's BR4 with Yarlo behind, go through the final corner at Mexico. Not going to get DRS himself, though. He's liable to a shot from Yarlo into turn 1. Ake Bolito not going to be able to do anything because Smatters was not able to hold off Berserk away from the DRS. And Ake's got to hold on a little bit longer. Berserk will be on medium tide at the end compared to Ake's soft, so that might be the way the position is gained. Might be the same case for Smatters on Mitchell later on, so the Swedish aren't out of it yet. Not by a long shot. As head into lap 4 now, or into the middle of lap 4 should I say. MBMA holding off Bang Average Seb right now, who's 3 seconds off the back of the pack. Everyone else relatively close to each other. Berserk once again outside of the range of DRS from Smatters, and this time Ake Bolito does it have DRS? Well, he doesn't, so the gap's going to shorten down. And, well, Berserk's got to get a move on, otherwise he is going to be in trouble this time. And there's Ake Bolito and BR4 lining up one after another, trying to take a shot at Berserk to steal the position, and obviously points for Sweden. Bearing in mind, if it is 18-all, it goes to whoever wins the actual race. So it does actually matter where you end this time. And it's been as good as advertised as of this point. httpPyro just being held off a little bit longer by Berserk, who's doing a good job of basically hurting the Swedes as much as he can. But this time httpPyro says not anymore and gets past, and that might be good enough for him to try and catch up to Smatters and maybe opening the door for a straight shoot. And BR4 gets past Berserk as well. YOLO should be past Berserk pretty soon. Berserk needs to get out of the way. It's very clear he doesn't have the pace on those soft tires anymore. As down the back straight we go into the stadium section, and YOLO not getting past Berserk. Berserk should be getting out of the way. YOLO is very obviously quicker at the moment. BR4 losing a little bit of time on his teammate there. It's a little bit long. Mitchell into the pits, and almost bit on that. But he comes off of the soft tyres now onto the medium tyres and straight to the back of the pack. So he's the first one to bite in terms of a pit stop. Maybe attempt an undercut. Maybe it's just a way to try and hurt Smatters, as he no longer has DRS, but httpPyro does, and Berserk in front of BR4 once again. Berserk has done a job, and YOLO is going to get in front of BR4 as well, as the tier 1 runner-up, subject to a bit of a double team here. The Dutch teamwork, it almost looked like Berserk was holding up YOLO, but maybe a mistake, maybe something happened, but BR4 finds himself behind the Dutch again. Smatters 2, httpPyro 3 as it stands. Smatters is catching up to in the lead. They'll be on the softs at the end, so Elite definitely has a little bit of cause for concern if Smatters is closing up as much as he is. Elite right now still in control of the race. You saw Mitchell pit earlier. Here comes the DRS. And the slipstream for BR4 as well, which opens it up. Both have DRS. Who's got the quicker wings? It is going to be side by side by the looks of it into turn 1. The inside line for BR4, though, is actually in front going into turn 1. And an attempted switchback is not going to happen for a chicane. And it's going to be BR4 that steps himself in front of YOLO. Right now, it's not looking as great as it once did for the Dutch. MBMA 2.4 seconds off the back of YOLO. Bang average step, not doing anything of note whatsoever at the back of the grid. Two quite literal heavyweights of the entire tournament going at it here, and they're not disappointing. Had a good middle of the pack fight here between Berserk, YOLO, Ake, and BR4. Ake seems to have removed himself from it. Smatters to 1.2 seconds now. He is closing about a tenth, maybe a little bit more a lap. Into the 1.1s now for Smatters. They come through the final corner. They're not going to pit yet. Anyone on the soft tires, you might see Berserk coming in a lap or two. At the moment, he's just holding off BR4, but he doesn't have the DRS in front of him, so BR4 is going to get a good shot at this. And down the straight towards turn 1. Maybe they're going to be side by side. They are going to be side by side. Berserk on the outside, sorry. BR4 cuts the corner a little bit, but gets in front. YOLO also right beside Berserk, because Berserk did as much as he could. But isn't able to do an awful lot in the end. Berserk also didn't get DRS and didn't let YOLO through. So the teamwork we saw between Ishmael and Bloodwave earlier, not actually transferring over to the Dutch at the moment, as these two losing severe ground right now on BR4. They've got to hurry up. 1.3 seconds. I think Berserk might have to pit at the end of this lap. He's losing time like there's no tomorrow. Smatters almost inside of DRS now as well, as we head into the stadium section, and Berserk still holding up YOLO, and surely you would get out of the way here. All you're doing is hindering your teammate. as he goes into the pit. So that makes sense. That does make sense. Gallo's probably thinking and possibly hoping for a little bit beforehand, but it is what it is. So right now, MBMA also went into the pits that lap. As Mitchell's going to go on by. No, MBMA went on the lap before, sorry. And Berserk is not that far in front of him. Let's just say that. Still out of shooting range for MBMA, but not that far. MBMA right now, the one not scoring any points. But he would love to try and make something work on Berserk. Maybe open up a door or something. But here comes Smatters. Smatters is now within DRS. As we head through the stadium section, an elite grasp of this race is slowly fading away. 9.5, 9 3/4. Is he going to get DRS? There's a second. There's the line. The wing is in fact going to open. So he definitely has it. Mitchell will be in and around this fight as well, so it'll be 2v2. Ake, Bolito and Smatters versus Mitchell and Spectre. And Spectre still up by 0.7 of a second at the moment. The wings on that Dutch car a little bit lower than yellow flag in sector 3. Yellow flag in sector 3. MBMA might have messed that up. He has messed that up. Yeah, I think that might put him right at the back of the order now, even with pit stop for Seb coming up. Yeah, MBMA at the back, 7.5 seconds off Berserk, also nearly 8 seconds. Actually, is 8 seconds now behind Mitchell, who's closing in on bang average Seb. Bear in mind, all these will be on softs at the end of this. Mitchell will be on the medium tyre. Smatters, 4 attempts, closing really close on Spectre now. He's got to get DRS. It's within half a second. The shot might come here. Could this be the Hail Mary play here by the Swedes? And they look to advance. Down the straight he goes. Smatters has been the shining light so far this tournament. Hoping to make something work again, but he's too far back. And now within 0.4 of a second, trying to get himself as close as he physically can to the back of that Dutch car in front of him with DRS again. Within 1/4 of a second. Not enough into the chicane though. And Smatters is just going to have to bide his time a little bit more. And bang average Seb actually does drop to the back, but he's immediately right behind MBMA, so he's not in DRS range. MBMA has a lot of work to do if he wants to hold that singular point. But right now, the top 5 haven't pit. Yellow flag in sector 1. Yellow flag in sector 1. It's bang average Seb. He spun it. The cold tyre is not working in his favour. Smatters is actually a little bit further back this time. And that's just straight up murder. That's a penalty. That has to be a broken front wing first off. And yeah, yeah, I'm not. What the hell was that? What the hell was that, Smatters? Well, I think it might be safe to say that Smatters might have just thrown this one. And there goes Mitchell out in front. Elite comes out now. Smatters had a front wing replacement. Not entirely sure if Elite has a damaged rear wing, but we'll see at the end. Mitchell out 3.5 seconds in the lead now, and any chance Smatters might have just died. That might have just closed the door on the Swedish outs. That was not the smartest penalty to get at all. It also wasn't the smartest attempt at anything, pretty much. Yeah, I got 5 seconds now, but it's a moot point in terms of whether or not he's going to be against MBMA. He's got to get 5 seconds on Berserk now. And then a long way to go between him and Elite. Whereas beforehand, that gap was barely existent. BR4 into the pits now. Ake Bolito into the pits now. Yalo's going to go on one more time. Mitchell currently in the lead, coming around the final corner. Certainly ahead of Ake and certainly ahead of BR4. Next one over the line. Yellow flag is sector 2. I think that's bang average Seb again. It is bang average Seb again. Elite goes past one. And he goes past the other as well. I think that's Berserk going ahead of, well, Berserk and Smatters going at it now, and BR4 a little bit further behind. And there you go. Smatters goes round the long way there on Mr. Berserk, but gets the move done and now has to break a 5-second gap. Ake Bolito currently the one leading the charge now for the Swedes. The costly penalty, Smatters might have just made a huge mistake. It's definitely allowed Mitchell and Elite to get clear. If he had stayed within the half-second gap of Elite, didn't get the penalty, didn't have to have the front wing change, the first and second play, well, first might have gone to Mitchell, being 3.5 seconds up the road, but second might have been a Swedish spot, and Smatters might have been able to open the door for Ake as well, but that's all hypothetical now. It didn't happen. It happened in the way that it did, and might have been the nail in the coffin. Well, in goes Yalo onto the soft tires now. We'll see him come out around BR4, who attempted an undercut. Yalo out behind Ake. Here comes Smatters now, who is out ahead of Yalo. And Berserk is actually going to be, what, ahead of Yalo, but Yalo is considerably clear of BR4. Whatever Yalo did there definitely worked. BR4 3 seconds off the road, down the road now, shall I say, just coming through the first sector chicane now, and well, we're back to the 2x2 exactly as we had it before. Smatters 2.3 seconds clear now. Berserk probably will get out the way of Yalo this time. But I think the 2x2 is going to go in the favor of the Dutch. But by no means does that mean the Dutch look impossible to beat. After today, they certainly look like a team that is beatable, let's say that. Mitchell and Elite still very much in control. And the rest of the team haven't been there for them today. They've done enough, but haven't been there enough. Ake Bolito 1.7 now. And the gap is coming down between Ake Bolito and Elite Spectre. We saw this before. Yellow flag in sector 2. It's bang average Sheb yet again, as he's about to come around and get lapped. Ake Bolito bringing the time down to Elite Spectre, who's also doing the same to Mitchell. They have about 3.5 laps to hold on now. Smatters' penalty is was definitely him shooting himself in the foot, that's for sure. Berserk got out of the way of Yalo pretty quickly. Smatters 3.3 seconds behind Ake, only 2.8 ahead of Yalo, and that gap isn't going to get to 5 seconds, I don't think. It might get to 5 seconds in Berserk, to Berserk, but to Yalo, that might be pushing it. .3 seconds now between Ake Bolito and Spectre, and Ake is very clearly quickening up here. He's definitely going to take a shot toward the end of this race. I think he might be able to get one, maybe possibly both, depending on whether or not Mitchell's mediums hold up for long enough. And the pace-wise anyway. Elite also closing in on Mitchell as we talk, but Akebelito now it's gone back up to 1.3, down into 1.2. Going out the second chicane. A little bit equal, maybe a little bit in the direction of Spectre, but the following corners have headed in the direction of Akebelito just a smidge. And down 1.1 seconds now. We might see a little bit of DRS by the end of the S's here. He is closing it down. It's not an awful lot he's closing it down by, but he is closing it down. Yellow flag in sector 3. I think that's bang average Seb again. I think we have definitely established who's not scoring the point today. It's now, well, it was below 1.1 seconds. It's 1 second. Did he get that down under a second quick enough? No, he didn't. The DRS is not open for Akebelito on this straight. It's not open for Elite, who's now 1.2 behind Mitchell. And Ake might be able to do something with Elite into the final lap at the very least. If he can continue to drive a little bit quicker, might be able to get second. Don't think he's going to get Mitchell. I think Mitchell might have this one wrapped up a little bit. But Elite almost within a second as well. Three-way fight, but as it stands, the team game certainly in the direction of the Netherlands. The 2x2 and the standings at the moment does not benefit the Swedes. The real question is, if Rigo hadn't got himself a concussion, would it have been any different? Rigo is probably whacking his head against some concrete right now, looking at this, at some of the things that did go right and some of the things that have gone horribly wrong. Yellow flag in sector 2. Something has happened there. Might be bang average Seb again. And round the final corner we go into the last lap. Akebelito is going to have DRS, but so is Elite. The slipstream not going to help Ake here. He's got it within half a second. The Elite just closing up to Mitchell, making sure nothing's happening here. Nothing's going on, and it's going to drag Elite over the line, probably in second place as they go down to the second chicane now. And Mitchell still in the lead, 0.2 of a second. Akebelito not willing to send it there. All three of them separated by basically nothing. BR4 also having a shot at Berserk at some point down the line here. And BR4 takes his shot and he gets it. He gets in front of Berserk. Still too far behind Yarlo. And I think he might be slightly behind Smatters as well. As we head down into the stadium section, one last time, Akebelito sent it a little bit of desperation here, sent it down the inside, taps Elite. He had to do something, it didn't work, and he's going to come over the line in third as Mitchell has pretty much sealed the deal for the Dutch, and they stroll on into the semi-finals. And Mitchell wins, Elite comes second, Ake comes third, Yarlo comes fourth, BR4 in fifth, Smatters in sixth. The penalty, oh, they might rue that penalty at the end of the day. Berserk in seventh, MBMA in eighth, bang average 7 ninth. That penalty for Smatters swung the entire race. Everything over the line here. MBMA scoring the final point. Bang average Seb a lap back. There you go. That was definitely the heavyweight clash it promised to be. Someone got the griddy at their celebration. But yeah, the Swedes gave it their all. They came up short. The Dutch Barely scraping over the line, but scraping over the line nonetheless. As the Tier 1 champion makes it known what he's made of, his Tier 1 challenger got the fastest lap, but never really stood a chance. Elite also giving the Tier 1 champion as much help as he could have given. Ake Leo, a little bit of a scare at the end. Smatters would have provided a lot more at the end there had he not crashed into the back of Elite in the pits. It could have been an entirely different story, but in the end, it isn't a different story, and the Dutch move on. I think it was 22-14, I think there. Might have been 8, 7 is 15, 20, 22, yeah. That is the case, so the Dutch move on. And Jesus Christ. That was one hell of a race. It might have been a shit show of a day, but it was one hell of a race to end it on. But with that, I think that's everything we have for you today. Tomorrow we do have a semi-final in place. We do have Scotland versus the Middle East. That will happen around Canada and Singapore tomorrow night. Not entirely sure of the times. That depends on what I'm doing with the United States and the English. But we will have a semi-final tomorrow. The other semi-final hopefully follows it. Hopefully. We'll wait and see, because everything just turned into a shit show earlier. But I need to do a little bit of an investigation. What the hell happened there? But with that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. In a bit.